Okay, go.
Hi, I'm Chris, and this is Dan, and we're from Army Freshmen.
And I'm Katie from the Big Word on the Tucson music scene. So I'm going to ask you guys a few questions.
Yes.
So what brings you all the way to Tucson?
Well, we are on a 2-week tour right now. We were in Dallas, Texas for Bowling for Soup CD release show. They invited us to do that, and we just made a loop around and hit a couple places, and we're in Tucson tonight on our way back home.
Where's home?
Home is Ventura, California.
Awesome. And how did you hook up with Bowling for Soup?
We met them on Warped Tour actually about 3 years ago, and just hit it off really well, and they invited us to play a couple shows on their tour that year, and just kind of hit it off and made friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so what CD were you guys listening to in your RV on your way over here?
I was asleep.
Oh.
We went to Tombstone today.
Oh, how was
We had a
Tombstone?
big day.
Yeah, we saw the OK Corral
Yeah.
reenactment, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And what, did you listen to anything today? You were gaming.
I was gaming.
Gaming on what?
PlayStation 2.
What game were you playing?
God of War, best game ever.
Oh.
That's all he plays.
Yes. Yes. And now, how did you guys come up with the name Army of Freshmen?
I came up with it years ago when I moved to California. I graduated high school, moved to California. Came up with like a fake name for like a big band that didn't exist. So I'd be playing by myself like acoustic in a coffee house. And someone would walk by a Starbucks and see Chris J in the Army of Freshmen. And it just sounded huge. And then they'd walk in and I'd be
There's
by
just
myself.
one guy, yeah.
So it was a bad joke
And
that
so,
I got stuck with.
And then you found a band and now you're the Army of
Found a
Freshmen.
band, kicked myself out of it, and then it's just Army of Freshmen.
Correct.
And how's the songwriting process? Is it collaborative?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a couple guys will come up with a riff or a groove that they're feeling, or some chords, or one guy or two guys or a couple guys. We'll start working on it together, kind of piece it together as a song, and then I'll come in and put lyrics on top of it.
That's awesome. And what are most of your songs about? Breakups, life, politics, religion?
I don't think we have any political songs.
Beautiful would be the closest.
Really?
What song?
I think if maybe more some metaphorical stuff, but a lot of kind of story stuff, a lot of girl stuff.
Yeah,
Obviously.
always got to have the girl
Yeah,
stuff.
you know, falling in love with an actress, falling in love with a girl who's 10,000 years old. Like we really try and mix it up. You know?
Yeah,
we put a little twist on the whole relationship thing.
Well, that's good. And so you guys are signed on with BMI Records? Or are you guys unsigned? We were confused because MySpace said unsigned. Back of the CD said you had help with BMI.
BMI is a songwriting solicitation company.
Oh, okay, so it's not
a label. It's not a label. We're with BMI, but as songwriters, and they just sort of represent and track songs and stuff. It's
Make sure you get paid for when you're songwriting.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so what?
So in that case, we are with BMI for songwriting purposes, but in terms of a label, we're unsigned right now. We're talking to several labels and just trying to find the right place.
Do you prefer indie or major?
I prefer any way that I can pay the bills.
Right.
And I don't care if that's indie, major, or my mama.
Well, I
you know,
still think it's pretty cool that you guys are able to tour with Bowling for Soup, go international, and be unsigned.
Well, thank you. We think it's cool too.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, that's our claim to fame. We were pretty much I think one of the hardest working and one of the most traveled unsigned bands in the world. Really.
Well, me and Tim were listening to your guys' newest CD, and it's so polished. Like, you wouldn't think, you know, being unsigned, you've put out 3 amazing CDs, all sound great.
Thanks. Well, I don't think unsigned is necessarily a dirty word.
No, it's not.
And I think a lot of people would have you believe that.
Yeah.
At least signed people would have you believe that.
And do you have any advice for our viewers out there on touring? Some tips, hints?
Any hot tips, Dan?
That's your department, buddy.
Hot tips on touring. I would say bring a lot of socks. I would
Bring
say
a lot of baby powder.
Baby powder, baby wipes. I would say be nice to everybody because you never know when that person's going to give you a shower. And
Hey, correct.
I would say cleanliness.
Okay,
Just be comfortable not showering.
And try not to eat fast food for every meal. Occasionally try and sit down somewhere and get a salad.
Okay.
But that's hard.
That's hard, I
Very
bet.
hard.
And do you have anything special planned for the show tonight?
Man, you really leave us speechless back there. It's powerful interview. No,
we know.
Just playing a couple songs, having a good time. It's a very small stage for us.
I know, because last time we saw you, at Club Congress with Bowling
which was
Pursuit
a small stage as well.
Definitely
as
a small
well.
stage.
Yeah, and we usually, our show really translates.
And you guys still made it work, so.
Thank you. You know, we like big stages. We can do a lot more. Dan does a lot of handstands on the keyboard.
Oh,
and a lot of the other
nice.
guys do. You know, we're jumping off stuff, running around.
Well,
and on a tight environment like that, it can be a little difficult.
You got some room. You got some things you can jump over. Well, thank you so much on
Thank you
behalf
very
of the
much.
Big Word Show and Indie Promotions. And don't worry, this is going to air. And thank you very much for being on our interview.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
talking
having
to
us.
us. We appreciate it.